Hello, listener, and welcome to Tim Portalers, the show where we jump around a whole bunch of different games and systems and hopefully do so in a somewhat coherent manner. I'm Seth. I am a writer and game master, and with me I have...
I am David, and I am back, but I am wearing red, not black.
Did you mean to rhyme?
Well, I mean, it's from the song, right?
Is it a song?
Back in Black?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and I am back. I'm Rachel, and I am back, and I am in black.
What? Not that listener can see that. And
I'm Kyle, and I'm in plaid. They got plaid.
very well. My knowledge of old school rock is apparently fantastic.
I am so sad
I
because
know.
that's a good.
I don't know the song very well. It's like it's one of those songs
Did you
like
listen to AC/DC at all?
some. They weren't never really my main jam.
Okay, they were one of my main jams for a while.
You still love me?
Yeah.
I never heard of the song, so.
You have.
Yeah.
You have.
I probably heard it, but I don't know the name.
It's at least been in some movie or something you've seen.
Yeah. And the main line is Back in Black.
Yeah.
So, as we had left off, the trio of travelers from Yatamu Lodge had all set out into this new world of Rokugan with the apparent guiding aid of this new fancy sword of Hideyoshi's. And you had gone thinking you would find yourselves there under the guidance of your combat instructor, Mudakatal, who has promptly vanished upon your first arrival in this world, and you have not seen hide nor hair of him since.
No, this has been rather unfortunate.
Yes. But you have been forced to muddle through on your own for a while, and encountered some villagers and the rogue samurai who had set upon them.
He said villagers, not the village people.
I mean, they are village people.
It's musical night.
They reside in a village.
It is.
Back in the village people.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Across the stream, sir.
but no, you had set out from that village of Tsukaru, and you had found a small child in tow by the name of Isoda-shan, who was insisted that you all aid him in taking down the vile Okita League, which is like this band of Ronin and disgraced warriors who have no honor. And they appear to have taken up residence in an old fortress betwixt the lands of the Lion Clan and the Crane Clan, neither of which has fully sought to unseat them yet from their position. And you had also encountered, one fateful night, a young man by the name of Jikedan, who apparently had been a part of their number for a bit, and...
He's now going around attacking anybody who looked like Okita League.
Yes, which was kind of you guys, since you did not have your badges of office, basically, signifying...
We didn't, we still don't.
You still do not. But...
Where are the village people now?
Look at them.
I don't think we have enough people.
Wait, there's 5 of us. How many are in the village people?
Right.
Oh, in game, okay.
Yep.
Sorry, I was thinking more IRL. There's only 4 of us.
So which one are you going to be, Kyle?
I have no idea the difference between any of the village people.
Well, if you just
I just
go
wear
better,
different hats. And...
yeah, the basic outfits is like the Indian, the cop, the cowboy. Anyway, is there a cowboy? I don't remember.
I think so.
Probably.
I've seen like one of their music videos a long time ago, so it's not really a mistake. Yes. However, you had just ventured into the Crane lands with Jikedan and Isoda-shan, and had made the acquaintance of an individual who appeared to be a rather decorated samurai by the name of Doji Toseki. And he appears to hail from the same family as Doji Minfis, in the persona you have taken on in this world.
Well, I don't know how I'm related, but I'm somehow family.
I mean, you're not.
Yeah. Psych!
No, you operate in this new world, but it does not. You're not taking over someone else's existence. You are a new person, and you're trying to fit in as best you can. But no, there's not going to be any actual blood tie between you and this other man. But as you have arrived in the Crane Lands, at a stronghold of theirs and like the outskirts of the farmlands, you had, yes, those are the village people.
Oh, alright, here we
The
go.
listener cannot see. And so you had at least persuaded Doji Toseki that you were not you were not some awful threat, even though you did not have your badges of Koyosuru. And that is where we had left off, as the three of you, along with your fellow travelers, were now outside this Crane Clan stronghold, and you were hoping to persuade some local people to help you out in whatever endeavors you may have planned.
Yes, I have,
You have
we all shrug that it so Takeda looks incredulous about the plan, and we all shrug that it has humble beginnings. That's what I wrote.
Oh boy.
Yep.
If I remember correctly, it's soon be night.
Yes.
It's like
You had pushed on rather vigorously to try to reach this place
So I named
before.
this in
too late.
my notes, a plan of humble beginnings. ...
Oh, that's our session title?
That's what I'm calling it in my notes, okay?
That doesn't fit to the norm of what I've been doing with the session titles.
You can do
Great,
whatever
Tom,
you
what are
want
the
with
session
your
titles?
session titles.
Some
That's
things I'm not
wonderful.
going to say in case I want to change them later and I forget to come back and edit it out. So,
yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
We'll just act like you told us, and then so that way it's like
Those are some good
Right, yeah.
names.
right. Wah, 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 wah.
you're a good
Right.
man.
So, I think we should probably begin by going into the city and finding a place to sleep for the night. Hopefully they don't charge the cost of a small horse per night to sleep here.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, how many horses do we have?
This
Yeah,
one
Mo.
you still had the two.
Mo the horse and some other horse. Because I named my horse. Mo.
Which, speaking of small horses, you would be fine with a small horse.
Man,
Ooh.
that's alright. I don't need to get up on a high horse.
You
Hey, I'm humble, and I have a humble beginning. Anyway.
Wow.
I walk away.
I
all
follow.
to press on into this Crane Clan. What was the name of this?
It is,
Kosatan Shiro.
yes.
Yes.
Kosaku Shiro.
For the name of the town?
The name of the Green City.
It is a large stronghold / city, according to
Mhm.
my notes.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe Doji
In
Toseki
your
Dono is the man in charge of it.
He is at least very high up. If you're not mistaken, he is a rather decorated samurai who has come and seen all of you approach and made it very clear that stepping out of line at all will not be tolerated.
At this point, he's left, though.
Yes, he
He
is.
was
he
going
is-
out when
yeah,
we were going in.
but he has managed to ride off at this point and leave you mostly undisturbed, as Doji was at least somewhat. Memphis was somewhat successful in talking.
Convincing.
Right. Yeah. But just to clarify, though, I was able to see the little badge of
Koyosuru.
Koya Saru.
Yes.
Right, on this person.
Yes. That's it appears to be an actual emblem that it's fastened very very soundly to their garments.
And
We'll keep that in mind. It means we can't steal one.
Yeah.
but
Game
anyway.
Master wasn't throwing out hints.
No.
No.
I know.
You would never.
Out of curiosity, though, our brain, body, whatever thing that we got from this world, we don't know if there's also paperwork involved, like record keeping with the whole, hey, you yeah, for the Okita, not the Okita, sorry, the Koya Sura.
The Koyosuru would probably
Have to put a, like,
they,
record.
they probably don't want to just hand those out to anybody.
Right, yeah. Okay. Because I was thinking, hey, I could probably try making one, but then we don't have any paper trail to say, yeah, I'm authorized.
Sure. Yeah, you could attempt to make a forgery that could possibly be done. But yes, if somebody ever asked you to You'll show your papers. It might be a little awkward.
Because I have the ability to make an illusion. And I might as well refresh myself while we are making our way to the
illusions.
Whatever we call it.
Don't have time for my illusions, Dad.
This is going to be interesting because we have to get this thing that they won't give us without already having it.
I mean, if you are a person who is good enough for one of these badges of Koyosuru, you will get one without too much fuss. But
we're not.
You do not technically exist in this world, so it's a little
problem.
It's a little bit of a hiccup.
A little bit?
It's a little hiccup. But how are you going to contain all this Viking-ness?
We just need to hold our breath.
Actually, I don't know if there are dragons in this world.
Ooh. Oh, really? Not like
Is
spirit
Roku
dragons
Dragon?
or anything like that?
I mean, there probably are in like the spirit world, but as far as actually
Roku-
physically in Rokugan, I don't
Fine
know.
dragon.
As we walk into the city, I think we'd probably discuss what we might do.
And Sahin says, "New plan, find dragon."
No, guys, no. Dragon.
I mean, if we're riding a dragon, that's a pretty good sign that we're the good guys, right? Yes, it is.
Yes.
Depends on the
Depends on the dragon.
Keep calm,
Yeah.
fine dragon. Stand by this.
I'm going to ask
Solid plan.
Jikeidan-san if there's some sort of like oath of allegiance or demonstration of honor that could potentially earn us a Koyosuru badge.
And if one wishes to demonstrate their fealty in some way that will essentially bestow upon them some rank within a leader's forces, they will be required to go on a rather significant quest of sorts. So, likely they would require you to go up against the Okita League in some fashion, which is what you are attempting to do in gaining their assistance. So it's a bit of a wheel in process.
Of time.
I do not know what you are saying.
Sorry.
Time is not secular.
help.
What are you talking about?
I could help myself. Okay, interesting.
Okay, that's a possibility we can keep in mind. Maybe they'll have an opening. Maybe
That was something new.
maybe there'll be a job board where they get like wanted Okita League bounties or something.
How do you spell the
badge?
yeah?
Kohyosura.
Okay, you gotta slow down.
Kohyo space
Okay.
SURA. Did I get that right?
Eh?
That's how I spelled it.
KOHYOSORU.
Throwing you off. Starting to stand.
I might actually punch you.
This has been Spelling with Tim Quadlers.
Next time we're gonna game in England, all right?
But then that means
But then we have to be all proper.
Your Fordshires and your Gloucestershires and your anyway.
Well, go
Fine.
check under the
It's
font.
not done, sir.
Fine, New England then.
Okay, I can be more okay with that. But I mean, how well did we really do with Victorian era?
I think I did rather well.
So we're walking towards the city.
And as you're passing into this settlement, more of a city, of Kosatan Shiro, it is, this is by far the largest any sort of settlement you've encountered thus far, and a lot, multiple storied buildings, a thing unheard of, back in the village you came from, and there's even like a small tiered style looking castle of some sorts. Nothing too fancy, but a respectable small fortress to which villagers and warriors can fall back if needed. But various hawkers of wares that see people actually coming through. It appears to be somewhat of an oddity in this day and age, and a few of them are actually calling out to you from their doorways. And individuals at the inns are making a point of turning on all the lights to, well, not all the lights, but putting themselves in the best lights. So if you're
This
passing
is my
by,
good side.
yes.
as we're walking through the town, I think we're probably going to be actively looking for an inn, but I'm also going to be passively looking for an armorer.
Okay.
If I find any such thing.
There would be an armorer in town here. Yeah, it probably would. It's more of a situation of outside the fortress. It's the kind of thing where you're like, oh, out here we'll do some basic horseshoeing and nails and that sort of thing.
And then I'm looking for an armor upgrade. The only one I can afford is the Shigeru armor, which I think is what most common soldiers would be equipped with.
Right, and that would definitely be something you'd look for more in the fortress nearby.
Okay, Okay, then I will...
So we're going into the city and there's a fortress in the city?
Yeah.
It's like a keep.
Okay.
So, in that case, I guess I would like to check that out tomorrow because I think wearing actual armor will help me a little bit in looking like a respectable samurai.
Also, I like to make a perception check.
Would you now?
I would.
Oh, would you?
Oh, I would. But you can run
bad.
You can tell me what I see.
Nope, can't see anything.
Since I'm blinded. Blinded by the light. Anyway, sorry.
Your magical cricket will have to see for you.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, since I told Doji Toseki.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right. First try. I was an artificer or artisan coming into the city. I want to keep an eye out for artisan art, those type of things, just so I have like a name for once. That way, I build it up.
The most you're seeing in a place like this is some textile kind of stuff. There's not really anything too intricate going on here. It's either basic farm life kind of things, or they're some militia and soldiers milling about the fortress. But,
yeah, I just want to at least have like a name or something that I can not trying to build up the con, but like okay, actually went to maybe a place or something, or maybe go check out once that way.
Probably the most significant thing, artistically speaking, you'd see. You gather probably a place like this would be big enough to support a bit more artistry than you see going on right now. But given the state of life as it is right now, people who apply their trade to that sort of thing have pulled deeper within Cranelands to places that are a bit more secure, hopefully, against any potential raids from the Okita League and or the Lion Clan. They never know.
Right. Since tensions are high.
Yeah, tensions are pretty high. It's kind of the Spider-Man meme at this point, where everybody's blaming each other for the rise of the Okita League, and there's clearly some of you with him. Well, there's some of you with him.
Gotcha. Okay. But yeah, just keep an eye out for that while we're fighting our way to whatever inn that we're going to go to.
Yep. But yeah, the most you're seeing is maybe people who are able to scribe, basic letters and things like that.
Just trying to get a lay of the land.
I think we would probably look for an inn where the target clientele is something like probably poor traveling samurai.
Motel 6.
Yeah.
Cool.
But not like really bad. Something that we could stay in and people wouldn't be like, oh, look at them.
A Days Inn?
I don't know what the hotel scale of...
I'm trying to gauge what you're looking for.
Something like that, yes.
Okay, so a very basic kind of motel-ish kind of thing. Okay.
So we haven't graduated to a hotel, we've gone to a motel.
Sure. So yeah, you're able to, there are a handful of establishments like that scattered throughout the main streets of the city. You wish to go to, search for any other specifications in particular, or are you just gonna be like, hey, good enough?
Where does my cricket lead me?
Oh no! I grabbed him by the.
No, we're doing this.
Oh no!
Make
I grabbed him by his collar and was like, "What are you doing?"
I feel like a lot of the beginning we were just like, "Yeah, this cricket's lucky."
All right.
I almost want to trust him.
I'm gonna call it skullduggery.
All right.
Innovates.
Okay, fire.
Is your just?
Can I aid him in this
How?
endeavor? I have skullduggery.
Scares the cricket.
Yeah, you do not have a bond with this cricket.
You don't know Jeremy like I do.
I stared at the cricket. You better lead us.
Obviously, since we did
I
this
don't
just
know why you keep that thing.
because it looks just like me, and it was with me the first time I came here, and so it's my pet. Much like Hideyoshi. Why am I calling you Hideyoshi?
Because I
Hideyoshi.
am Hideyoshi.
Yeah, right.
Hideyoshi is your
I'm not,
pet?
I'm not
What?
class.
No,
Yeah.
just like Hideyoshi has whatever your hound's name is.
Kalos.
Kalis. This is my Kalis in this world. But you're Jeremy, aren't you? Jeremy.
Jacaden actually turns to you. So you have a dog,
Very large dog.
but not with you here when it would be of great use.
Unfortunately, no. Kalos is quite old
Yes.
and was unable to make the journey.
Very well.
Just to remind me, since obviously we played this last week, so I should know this, but
Mm.
just to refresh my memory. The black die are the ring,
Yes.
the white die are the skill.
Correct.
Ah,
Correct.
Okay. Boom! So I come out the bay, 1 success, 2 opportunity, and 2 strife.
Okay. What's old Jer Bear looking for?
The right in, whatever that might be. One that's is not something that we can kind of. Sorry, I'm doing some. There we go. I want to make sure I do some housekeeping, make sure I know what my strength's at, because apparently I had a lot more strength than I remember me having. So, something that is probably in more the quieter side of town, just so it's not like, hey, we're going to draw that much attention to ourselves.
Sure.
And that's like David was saying, nothing too overly fancy, or something that we wouldn't draw attention to ourselves all that much.
All right. So yeah, probably the greater populace you're going to find a little more clustered to the fortress because people are a little nervous on edge these days, and so you're able to find a smaller establishment off a ways away from the fortress. And
So, I want the GM to explain how this all looks using the
I'm
cricket.
good.
Okay.
It's magic and no.
Also,
Yes.
as you're drawing close, so I guess I'll describe it here now. As you're holding out your small little cage with your little cricket buddy Jeremy, and it's beginning to act just as
Like metal detector.
yeah, basically it begins to lead you in the correct direction. You're not entirely sure why, and it's probably
I hang back. I start to hang back.
probably entirely in your head. But as the chirping of Jeremy grows a little more frantic, you're like, oh, we have our heading. And begin to push off in that direction. And lo and behold, you happen upon this small establishment, a little tucked out of the way. And, it's a miracle this place is in business at all. And, from within, you are able to get the sense of, oh, they're just now cooking an evening meal. So we are just in time to opportunity. So as you head inside and make their acquaintance,
So, what's the inn called?
what is the inn called? If nobody's got anything, I kind of
Not right off the top of my
I
head.
figured the Lucky Cricket would be a good name.
Ooh.
Oh, yes!
Do it.
Alright.
Seeing that, I just go, well done, Jeremy, and then I go, but
It is fate.
Right.
Alright, so
Destiny has led us here for sustenance.
as you head inside, there's a youngish woman behind the counter. You probably wouldn't classify as incredibly comely, but she looks to you, Memphis, and is like, oh, but as you're coming with your cricket, she seems to think to herself, well, he's a man good with animals,
Oh,
or whatever that means. But
Oh, no.
no, she's sweet about it and tells you, oh yes, there's food incoming, and we do in fact have rooms for all of you if you wish to have your own separate rooms, each of you. She's not pushing it at all, but if you want to spend more money, she's completely fine with it.
What would that cost?
So, looking in the book here.
Probably going to cost us $1 million.
1 million koku.
I don't have that much money. to get them to sleep.
How about a billion boo?
We wouldn't have that much money.
Hey, boo.
Oh no.
That would be the other person's name. Moo and Boo. Mo and Bo. Mobo.
Okay.
Bo. I named my horse Mo, so you can name whatever you want for the other
I have not named my horse yet.
All right. I would call this a
Snicker.
equivalent to. I don't know if I would call it an average Rokugani city, but it's not technically a city on a large river, but there's a large river nearby. So sure. We'll say it's a city on a large river. So that's target number based on location, because by that they have impoverished mountain town, small farming village, village on a major road, average Rokugani city, city on a large river, sizable port, or major city.
That's kind of cool.
And in terms of money, let's see.
Dang it. It is a musical night because what comes into my head is ABBA song. Money, money, money.
Oh no.
Money.
I'd call it 2 boo a pop to
Boo a pop.
get a room for the night.
Okay.
An extra. Hang on. Which was bigger, the boo or the koku?
Coke were bigger.
The boo is bigger.
The
right?
boo's
Or-
bigger?
No.
Oh, sorry, reading it that way. So sorry.
The Goku is bigger than the Boo. The Boo is bigger than the Zini.
Zany.
Zane?
Zany.
Zane. Oh no.
Zany.
It's
Which
very zany.
how many
clap.
how many zeni to
Everybody clap your hands.
how many zeni to a boo?
10.
And
Okay. An extra 5 zeni on top of there if you wanted your evening meal with that.
I do actually.
Yeah.
You are smelling the warm stew and
So
the
it's
dumplings and
two-
whatnot from the
two-
back, and it's gonna make a nice change of pace from trail rations.
Do we still have chunks of deer, or did
Yep.
we eat all that?
You still have some
Well,
we sold one.
yeah, but you
Then we
it was a whole deer, so you still got some.
Okay.
Leftover.
Let's hang on to our deer, and you can maybe add some to the stew, but I'm gonna pay for a room and a food.
So, how much is it per room and food?
2 boo, 5 zeni.
Alright, so, and
So
there's
2.5 boo.
2.5 boo, so that would be, so I'm paying 5 total boo, so that way I can also pay for my apprentice with
Yeah.
lad, whatever.
Yep.
it's-
Isoda-shan is just
Yeah.
standing there and is looking to you expectantly.
Right, so I'll pay for his thing as well. So that if I counted this all correctly, that's 5 boo, right?
That's 5 boo.
5
Wait, you probably don't need to give him his own room.
Yeah.
Well, considering that it's kind of, well, I guess not. Well, how?
Probably pay for his food.
Right.
So 3 boo for the
3
two
boo.
of you.
Right. So, and I would imagine we can get like another, I don't know. Yeah, anyway, yep. Alright, so 3 boo then? 3 boo?
Yeah.
Okay. Math, good. Alright.
I'm assuming that
And I
Jikedan
a room
has his own.
You'd give him back his things, right? Or had
Yes.
you kept his
No,
money?
We kept his money.
You kept his money. Yeah. So he's standing there expectantly like, I can sleep in the stables if that is what is needed.
If I pay for his, actually, I can do that. So okay, I'll pay for his room and food as well.
So 5 boo. 5 boo, 3 boo, 2.5 boo.
That gives me.
That's like 10.5
Why
boo.
do we need our own rooms?
Well, that's up to you guys.
Do you want to share a room? I don't think so.
No.
That's what I thought.
I'll have him stay in my room with me.
So it'll still be
3 boo, 3 boo, 2.5 boo.
Yeah.
That's like 8.5 boo.
So much boo.
Okay.
That's like, what, 2
Yo,
and most of
dog.
the third cocoa? Anyway.
Yo, dog, I heard you like boo, so here's some more boo.
Hey, boo.
Right, which means I can barely afford the armor if it's the normal price,
Cool.
which it might not be. So we'll see.
I will help you with the armor. if
That'd be
necessary.
awesome. Thank you.
So, as you all are able to sit down at one of the rickety tables here in the somewhat poorly lit interior of this inn, the Lucky Cricket. You're sitting about the tables, and you're brought in your stew and the dumplings and everything, and it's warm and it's good. It's pretty good. It's probably not that good, but
It's good compared to what we've been eating
Yeah.
for quite some time now.
yes.
That's also probably a kind of weird change of pace because who knows what we eat typically at the lodge.
The lodge is basically a good version of an international restaurant, but it's an inter-world restaurant where the chef.
Basically, though, it's going to be a while before Memphis meets something that tops probably the whole cocktail and hors d'oeuvres that he had over in Venus.
Venus Stadt.
Well, over at the
On
plantation.
Venus at the plantation.
Yeah.
That plantation food,
Yeah.
Mm.
It was delicious.
Good for everyone.
Everyone.
Mr. Warren got off easy.
I believe you.
Although I do like the idea that if we ever go back, you become Mr. Warren. That'd be so ironic.
Yeah. And then you realize, in order to maintain the timeline, I have to beat myself.
Alack. Does that mean I'm
David would find that highly amusing. I don't think Hideyushi would approve.
That would be weird. Like, oh wow, was I my own best friend the whole time?
What?
Whoa!
It's
It's
like a bit of a tangent. I'm sorry, listener. But the whole story about the guy who dies and he goes to heaven and finds out that, everybody I ever encountered is actually me because I get reincarnated as every single person who ever lived.
Wait, what?
Far out.
Yeah, it's a story. Anyway.
Sounds like what's the guy's face that did like the Sound of Thunder?
The butterfly.
No, it sounds like something he would write though.
Thought that was Philip K. Dick.
I don't know who wrote it. So
I'm
I'm
pretty
saying
sure.
it's-
I think the A Sound of Thunder. I think that
was maybe.
was Ray Bradbury.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either way, I don't know if that's for
Feel free to Google it on your own time, listener.
Yes.
Fine. And then let us know.
Yes.
In the comment section below.
Right.
We have one of those?
Not yet.
Just scroll down.
If it's on, sure, okay, but it depends on what platform it is being absorbed on. Anyway, so, yes, you've been eating food, and it's pretty good. And as that all wraps up, the dishes are carried away, and it's reasonably good service here for a handful of boo. And you're able to head upstairs to your what?
Oh, I was just curious, like, how busy is this here in us, or
as far as actually taking part in the meal that's prepared, it's you guys.
Okay.
There might be other people up in the rooms.
Gotcha. Alright. Cool. Alright, we head up to our rooms.
Cool.
I'll head up to the room that I am sharing with Shoot, what's his face? Soda-chan.
Yeah.
And is there 2 beds in there, or is there just 1 bed, or?
There are 2 things that might generously be called beds.
Okay.
2 vaguely raised platforms with something resembling padding atop them.
Also, go ahead.
Although this is Japan, it's probably just a mat with a block-shaped pillow.
Yeah, but
It's
wouldn't they be up on like platforms at the side of the room?
Maybe. I suppose it would depend upon how you have it. Dear listener,
Something
now's the
big and
time.
Japanese.
Now's the time to Google Rokugani bedrooms.
Sure.
Good luck with that.
Also, I'm pretty sure out of game we did this, but we took care of the horses, right?
We'll say yeah. They've been
Obviously, they were
taken to the stables, not really so much of the stables as a little, post at like the trough and
Well,
Post
Jikeda
back.
mentioned Staples, didn't he?
stables in a very loose term.
Okay,
It's probably more of a situation of like there's an overhang of the roof where the horses are able to cluster in the hay and whatnot.
Or is it like the whole video game thing where you just walk out and then you press, call your horse and your horse just randomly pops out of nowhere.
Just whistle
Yeah.
and sit it's there.
Anyway,
I'm just
That was
thinking of.
left, down, up.
Depends on
up, down, down.
I'm just
if you're
thinking of.
Geralt of Rivia, then it's just hit A or whatever it is, or Y. Anyway.
It's making me think of Critical Role, and they've been having to make sure that they're more bound or still.
Spoilers.
I am, though, going to go down and go, before I head up to my room, go pull out, I would imagine I have something like an apple or something like that from my trail rations or something and give it to Mo, the horse. Because I feel bad that I cut his leg however many days ago it was.
Yep.
And so trying to rekindle that somewhat relationship with the horse, making sure that he's doing okay, and then give him a nice little pet down.
Well, I'm sorry I cut your leg, of
Right.
course.
And then head up through.
Well,
Have you seen Parks and Rec?
I think parts.
Survival.
Oh, yeah, that. Okay, I'll make it.
Yeah, no, survival produce, we'll say, because you're producing an apple.
Looking and the apple is one of those next. Oh, this is going to go well. 1 dot. Here we go. Success strength.
Okay. He takes the apple, but still just kind of gives up.
Horse glare.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up to my room. Miss my sister weirdly. Wish I had like somebody I felt like I could really talk to on this whole trip and think of Felika. I mean, I miss Felika quite a bit actually.
Yeah.
You do care.
Nobody else knows that.
All the people from the other worlds. Friends left behind.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the life of a temportaler.
Yes.
Mm.
So, you all head up to your
No. Okay.
rooms?
Yes.
Jacaden, goes and, tucks himself on the opposite side of the room as you and just gives you a nod. Good night. Good night.
Yeah.
All right.
Bro nods.
Right.
The Boba Fett. Yep.
Before I go to bed, though, I want to go ahead and give this a try to see if I can even do this. I'm going to go cast Token of Memory. I can go as a scheme action. You may make a target number 2 theology air check. And, target, basically, I'm going to try to make it in my hand. And then if I succeed, I summon an illusion of one inanimate object at the target position.
Okay.
So I'm going to see if I can make one of these as an illusion.
Yes.
I would like to think back to that day long ago when all of our, family just left Yutama Lodge and
Well, it
came
wasn't
back?
like everybody left at once. It was they had all gone out on separate excursions.
Okay, well, the day
And-
that my parents
Okay.
left, and try and recall where was it that they went. Would I have been told, or would I have been able to?
Do you have your Genesis sheet?
I do. Okay, what?
I'm gonna call this. Just make a. Yeah, just make an easy intellect check with a step back.
So just a straight intellect, so I would be rolling 2 greens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
With a difficulty and a setback. So purple black.
1 success.
Okay. You were never told directly, but as you're lying there staring up at the ceiling of your room in this ramshackle inn somewhere in the fields of Rokugan, you're thinking back to that time shortly before your parents departed and trying to piece together any memory you might have of them, discussing where they were going, because you were never directly told much of anything at that point. You were rather young. And you're remembering some fragments of discussions. You heard them talking back and forth to each other about how they might want to prepare for this outing. And you think there might have been mention of something called Galarian?
Okay, hold on.
A clue!
How do you spell it?
Golarian.
Arian?
Mm-hmm. And from both of them, actually, there would have been a feeling of, this isn't the first time they'd been there. There would have been familiarity.
been there before. They've been going around in circles.
Okay.
All right.
I have 2 success, 1 opportunity, and 1 strife, which
Right.
means I go over my threshold.
So, here's what happens. You successfully craft, through careful concentration, you focus and bring to life this apparition swirling into existence, and it's a nearly perfect representation of this badge of Koyosuru, and you're looking at it, and then realizing, well, this is useless. If it's not affixed to my clothing already, then this is pointless, and now you'll have to do the whole thing over again. And you just completely lose your temper because it's just been a whole thing lately. It's just one thing after another.
Try and throw it against the wall and it just
First you attempt to throw it and it just sticks to your palm and it's like, "Wah!" And then finally you manage to, in your thoughts actually shake it off, but it doesn't have the decency to clatter to the floor or throw against the wall or anything. It just dissipates. But hey, now you know it's possible.
Right.
But you do not sleep, man. It's just the whole night of tossing and turning. It will say as you're lying awake and dealing with all your anxiety and stress of the past few days, and you've almost died a few times here. And what does that even mean? How did that translate to life back home? What am I going to get from my siblings?
Right.
And yeah, just it's a very fitful night, and you manage to pull back from your compromised state, but while the others are able to have their strife, you are only able to quarter it as you get some rest. But yeah.
So I'm at 6 out of 8.
Which is, those of you who are successfully getting a full night's sleep are able to cut down some of your stress,
I
your
sleep
strife.
peacefully like a baby because I was at 0 strife and 0 fatigue.
Neat.
I even though I think I'm at 0, or actually no, I'm at 4 strife. I'm probably thinking about all of this, and my brain is like in my dreams. I'm problem solving how to get to where my parents are and save them, and also probably a bit of code breaking kind of things, thinking about my sister, and just my brain is going 100 miles an hour with this resurfaced memory of where they might have gone. New hope, but also it's very bittersweet because I still feel very lonely, which is par for the course. It's been pretty normal, but it's starting to feel less normal.
And you leaving your sister behind with that visor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the fact that she's probably going to give herself away in the first 2 seconds we're gone.
Now everyone knows.
Yeah.
Oh dog, I heard you got a secret.
So,
I do miss my dog.
in various states of restfulness, awake the next morning, there's this distant chirping of something that might be birds.
I thought you were going to say it was his cricket.
No, that wouldn't be distant. It would be very, very much close up to your head and your luggage. Just.
All right. Here's what I give him some food.
Jeremy!
Okay, but the distant braying of farm animals here and there, etc. But as you come to wakefulness, how do you wish to proceed about your day?
Probably takes me a while to clamber out of bed because it's that probably thing where you're just no, I can fall asleep. I can do this, and then it's no, shut up. I can do this.
I get up in the morning, and is there a backyard to this place?
There's a back area. I wouldn't call it a yard.
Is there enough space for me to practice some kata?
Next to the horses? Sure.
I practice some kata so that I do not startle or damage the horses.
Or slip up in your kata. There are horses there.
It's
they
not
make
that
things-
track here.
I know. I'm just like I was trying to connect. Like, is this like a pun or is we just saying, "Haha, you're gonna step in poo"?
That was the joke.
Good job, George Lucas. Sorry, that was mean. I deserve that. I deserve any punishment that comes from that one.
I'm a good sport, so
Thank you, merciful game master.
carry on. You go about your
Our
comment.
fault, everyone dies.
The rest of you are coming to your wakefulness. Jikaden was already coming to wakefulness as you did, and Isoda-shan seems to have slept far better than you,
Right.
Memphis. But all of you are able to meet up. Breakfast is offered by the girl downstairs, and seems very eager to. You'll have breakfast.
Yes.
Was that included in the price?
It's his additional fee.
How much?
How much was supper again? It was
It's 5.
5, and
Five,
then another
Zany.
another 5 zeni for the morning.
I'll go ahead and pay
Right.
for my apprentice's meal as well as for my own, and then make sure to down quite a few cups of tea,
Good.
so that way I can actually be alert.
Game Master doesn't like it, but there's some sweet rights involved. I don't know. I just never was.
Yeah,
was
I
a fan
guess
of
I'll cover
sweet
me and Jikade on again. Oh.
Sweet roll.
One of these days I'm going to play a character who's actually wealthy in some of my games, somewhere.
Hmm.
Not this one.
I mean, you could have picked a wealthy family from your.
No, like I need money, not...
Like I would have said sweet sticky mango rice because I know Rachel likes that, but they're probably not
Actually,
mangoes around here.
Mango rice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there probably wouldn't be mangoes around here.
Okay. Are there any objections to go into the castle area to see if we can find an armor from which I can buy some regular Shigeru armor?
You look over to Memphis. Memphis is looking even worse than usual, man. Just like these huge dark circles around the eyes. and-
You've looked better.
Most beings that aren't decomposed have looked better.
You're so mean
I'm
today.
sorry!
Somebody got
I give you a pat on the shoulder
So
and
he
like,
goes for a very subtle fist bump with that.
Alright.
No.
It's like
With
under,
my perception, do I see that?
under the edge of the table there, just the boop,
Yeah.
fist bump. Because apparently that's a thing that endures in a Yatemu Lodge that is apart from all the worlds. Anyway,
What?
fist bumps.
that's a thing.
The universal language.
It is canon now.
And
Their secret handshake just fist bumps. So what we need to do is just go around to everyone and see if they fist bump me back, and then if they do, we know who it is.
Well, you get that one person who's like
Sure,
drunk
why
and
not?
insane, who gives you a fist bump right away, and you're like, all right, man, you're with me! And it turns out that they are just drunk and insane.
Also, there are many realities where a fist bump would probably be an appropriate thing to do, and people would just go for it.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
But in the two realities that we fit. Anyway,
Alright, so I guess we proceed towards the castle.
Okay. You all eat up the breakfast, sit before you. The girl who was behind the desk is seeing you now this morning. Memphis is a little less enthralled. She's still messed up after a hard night's sleep. But as you all are able to head out, there's some minor foot traffic through the city. People seem to mostly be out about their duties in the fields. But as you make your way over towards the small fortress, you draw close. You do hear like the occasional turn, turn of somebody working inside.
Along the way, I quietly recommend to Memphis that he may consider purchasing a mask and embellishing it with lovely paintings, and then telling people you simply have bad scars.
I would argue with you, but that is a good idea.
I don't mind, but I've seen the reactions of other people.
Valid. I'm gonna go shopping if that's okay. If you don't mind.
I don't mind, but I think we should stick together for now.
Right.
So
Good.
Let's go
good
for your
job.
mask first. The armor can wait.
Isoda-shan actually sends you a nod and is making a point of subtly hurting Memphis to keep with the group.
I give him the nod.
So as
This is
you,
my lucky cricket, by the way.
the cricket didn't seem to sleep well either.
Oh, poor
Let's
guy.
not try that again.
Right.
All right, Jeremy. Your work here is done. Okay, so I guess we're going to go and search for a place that either sells masks or has the materials with which we can make a mask for Memphis.
All right. I'll say. Yeah, they don't have a streetwise. Fine. We'll call this Commerce Exchange.
Commerce
You're making this check. I mean, I can, but I can really easily become compromised.
Exchange that's going to give me
What if?
3 ring dice, and that's it.
Commerce,
That's exactly what I have.
exchange.
Okay.
I only have 2. So.
Okay, then
I can give you a boost
you can give me an extra ring die.
or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna work together on this one.
I think that's a good way.
Well, okay. And I get to keep 3 of these, which I guess I will. I'm not gonna keep that one. That's right. Okay, that gives me 3 success, 2 strife.
Okay. We'll say the strife is coming from Memphis trying to point out, no, over here, no, over here. But eventually,
What about that one?
yeah, you're getting to the point where it's like starting to really chap your khakis. And, wait, no, sorry, Rokugan, really chap your gi? I don't know. Anyway,
Crunch my kimono.
sure. I like
Yeah.
it. So,
It works because I'm like a little kid just like tugging along. No!
yeah. But eventually, just as you're about to turn to Memphis and be like, look, I can find... Oh, this time you actually are onto something. So he's actually pointed to the correct little shop here. Yeah, it appears to be...
I shepherd. I shepherd the ugly one forward.
but no, this is a little odd that you're... Because it was 3 success, yeah? So,
3 success. Yeah.
so you are able to find it, because it was probably unlikely that you'd find such a thing here, but you are able to locate a small little shop set up here, and like in the window, it's the kind of thing where they have the masks arrayed around the lintel of the doorpost.
It's going to be really creepy, but I think I know I'm going to get my 3 triplet siblings.
Go for it.
Identical mask.
Oh.
That'd be creepy.
That's not a thing that's going to come up later and haunt you all.
Right.
But no, there's like
Sorry.
the masquerader over the door, and like you swear they're all kind of looking down to the shit, what's it called? Is it just a threshold that they raise up so that the ghosts
Lintel?
aren't able to? Yeah, not the lintel.
Oh,
But the threshold is it was at least in China, they actually raise up the bottom part of the doorway so that ghosts are not able to hop inside.
Interesting.
threshold?
Yeah, I'll call it threshold.
The doorway.
Yep, but it's as though they're like daring any spirits to come through and invade this realm. But inside, just a very small, unassuming, late middle-aged man stooped over his work, and he's got this little chisel and hammer and just kind of ticking away at his latest little mask there. And as you all enter, he just looks up. Welcome. May I assist you somehow?
I'm just tagging along and
I-
watching this all
I
happen.
push Memphis into his line of view and say, "We would like to purchase a mask."
Say no more. What would you like? Very well. Any favorite creatures or kami or...
Crane would be appropriate.
Very well. It will take me some time. What coin do you have?
How much will it be?
How soon do you wish to have it?
I'll look back over to Hideyoshi.
Suppose we wanted to have it today, but maybe later today.
Yeah, his eyes go wide. Yeah, very well. Perhaps I could perform some rushed work. Setting aside my other jobs for I will say 5 koku.
Let's suppose we want it later this week.
That will shave some off of the price. For a good quality mask still, it would be 2.
Cool.
Yes.
Thank you for clarifying. Sure, that works for me. Sounds good. You have a deal.
Then you will be staying for the time it takes.
Yes.
Yes, we will be in town to pick it up later this week.
I will then get started.
I
It is a good cause. Tucks away his current work and pulls out a new one.
Out of curiosity, since we're here, is there any 3 identical masks that have already been made that are set up somewhere in the shop? With my perception.
Well,
Let the cricket guide you.
Use the cricket.
no.
Usually we'll call this. Since essentially you're trying to bring them around, I guess, trying to scavenge through what's there. We'll call it commerce subsist.
Wait, okay.
Varl.
Yeah. Opportunity.
Opportunity. Well, you find a few masks, but none of them are really identical.
Okay. But do they look like something that the siblings would enjoy?
I mean,
Ish.
maybe meant to be facsimiles of cute little woodland critters.
Ah.
They might find them.
It's a yellow mouse-looking creature with pointy ears. Something that looks like a turtle. It's blue.
Yeah.
Pika.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should be getting this reference, but I'm not. Right. Sorry, it took a long time to process.
There's like a cute little dragon.
Right, yeah. But shoot, which one to choose?
Gotta catch them all.
The dragon is mine.
Squirtle is the strongest.
Actually, I've been always kind of preferable to fire types. But
I
anyway,
mean, fire is awesome, but
right.
Squirtle is with the Blastoise is the actual
True.
best, So.
Anyway, excuse me, my good man.
Yes, sir.
How much are in a
Ma'am?
suit?
Sir.
I said man, but sir. I did not sleep that well, I apologize. How much should I point to the 3? How much are these?
It would be the usual price, about 5 boo.
Now, by the way, did I give him the Koku now, or do I give it to him on completion of the mask? Just so I have it on record.
He hasn't pressed for it now, but you can pay him now if you
Okay.
wish.
I'll go ahead, and there are 5 Boku apiece.
Boo.
Or 5 Boo, sorry.
Boku's not a thing.
Yeah. Surprise!
You-
He's charging Boku Koku.
So they're basically,
Actually, Boku is super
so they're
different.
5 Boo apiece, so they're basically 1 Koku apiece, basically, that, right? Because 1 Koku is 5 Boo, if I'm reading this correctly.
He's trying to make it sound nicer.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'll go ahead.
It's like saying $2.99. Well,
Right.
that's $3.
Okay, gotcha. So I'll go ahead and give them then the 5 Koku for also the mask that he's making as well. So,
Okay.
right, because it was 2 Koku for the mask that he's making right now, and 1 per
Wait.
each. So,
2 boo for the mask he's making for you.
oh, it's only 2 Boo. I thought you said 2 Koku.
Who's Koku?
Oh, so Koku?
Yeah.
Oh, that's much better. Okay, sorry.
Why is that much more better? It's more
Because I thought 2 boo, which is 20, or no, that's 10 Kokus. That's much more expensive.
No.
Sorry, my brain heard something different. Carry on.
Okay,
So-
I give them the 5, if I'm understanding this correctly, the 5 Koku, right? For the 3 masks and for the mask that he's currently making. If I'm-
Isn't that what we landed?
Yes, I think that's
Hang on.
right.
It goes any.
There's 10 Zen in 1 Boo,
Yeah.
and there's 5 Boo and 1 Koku.
Yeah. Okay.
So since
cool.
each of the 3 masks are 5
Yes.
Boo, they're 1 Koku, and
Correct.
the mask itself is... Alright, so
2.
we can do
So
math.
5.
See, listener, we can do math. Alright, so
Five
I
koku.
hand them over 5 koku
Yes.
then. Which means I have 1 left.
Neat. And you got 3 cute little Totes Adorbs masks, and you've got another one incoming that'll
Right.
hopefully look something like a crane.
Which
But looking
I'll
at his
use for
work,
my
he-
brother
yeah.
later.
Looking at the work, though, it's he seems like he does decent work.
Cool. Thank you, my good man. Sir, sorry.
Yes.
You do excellent work.
Thank you.
When later this week should we arrive?
It'll take at least 3 days, possibly 4.
Certainly. Thank you. And I'll give him a bow, and then your head probably turn around and start walking right into somebody since I'm so tired.
Yes,
and
I will
apologize and then
stop
kind of
and redirect.
move off, and then
Isoda-shan just kind of takes you by the shoulders and
right.
reorients you out the door.
I do the 3 masks of the woodland creatures in my inventory.
So you head back out in the streets
And now we make for the armories.
with some masks. So as you head over towards the fortress, as you're drawing near, there are a few armored individuals milling out. They could be, basic foot soldiers, but as you're getting a little closer, they're kind of beginning to turn and give you a bit of the stink eye.
Hideyoshi, should I wear a mask now, or should I just go for it like I am?
I'm not sure the 3 that you've purchased will necessarily improve any situation.
Right. Good thought. Good thought.
But if you have a cloth that can maybe cover the lower half of your face.
Like a ninja.
Just like a ninja, says
Like a
Jikiden,
ninja.
even though he's like,
Right. Sorry. Carry on external voice narration that I got put on by.
Okay.
everyone's just looking around.
Do I locate an armorer of some kind?
Well, first of all, 2 of the soldiers actually step up towards you. What is your business here?
I am looking for an armorer
Why?
so I can purchase some armor.
Why do you seek to arm yourself?
So I can fight the Okita.
As it's looking over, you do not wear a badge of Koyosuru.
Indeed.
Whom do you fight for then?
I'm a member of the Unicorn Clan.
Why do you look like a peasant right now?
But I do have a katana, which is ceremonial
Yeah.
and lends aid to my proving that I am who I am.
Sure, but
I also
If-
look like a weird foreigner, which makes me look like
Yeah.
a unicorn.
also this is it's the kind of thing if you're wearing an actual samurai's weapon and if they're not convinced that you're anything resembling a samurai, they can arrest you. But however, go ahead and
Oh yeah.
are you being courteous or commanding?
I'm better at command.
All right, we'll say command trick.
What? Oh, is that
You're not
better?
technically from the Unicorn Clan. Well,
Fox.
okay.
Fox is like a sub clan, and I
Okay.
figured that they've heard the Unicorn Clan more.
I'll say you can do charm if you wish to. But
Okay.
It's just a little white guy.
I am definitely going to choose charm because that gives me an extra 2 ring dice. Okay, and I'm going to keep these 3, which lets me explode that one. That gives me 2 success, 2 opportunity, 1 strife.
Okay. As he's standing there, he's looking over each of you and does actually come to you, Sahin and Minfis, and demand, and do your clan?
I'll be honest about my clan. The cat clan.
I am from the Crane clan.
And I assume would my sword be decorated to show the
Right, yeah.
the clan? Okay.
Yeah, it would at least resemble that sort of design. And they don't ask Isoda-chan where he hails from, but as far as Jikiden, seeing his old rusted blade there, we spoke with Doji Toseki last evening. He has allowed us entry into your city. Yeah. Look back to you, Hideyoshi. Very well. You may enter, but do not stay long. and we will keep a close eye on whatever it is you wish to have crafted.
I will tell you up front, I wish to have armor crafted, so that I may fight the Okita League. But your courteous assistance is welcomed. Have a nice day.
Kind of step aside and allow you to pass.
I go find an armorer.
Yep. It's not too far inside the fortress. There's somebody looking there, standing about the bellows and furnace, and has his little shop set up. Appears to pretty much work exclusively, probably for the fortress. Supplying whatever repairs and or equipment they need. As you enter, really young guy, like. Before he speaks, you're not entirely sure, he's not going to talk like this. But, he's still definitely a teenager in this.
Okay.
You all
just
approach.
Like me.
Yeah. You all approach and he looks up. Oh, hello. Can I assist you? You are not my usual clientele.
No, we have just arrived in town, and I find myself in need of some armor beyond what I've got here.
Well, you would, yes, if you wish to be of any use.
Indeed, I do.
What is it you are hoping to acquire?
Just some basic Ashiguru armor would be excellent.
Oh, I could bring something to your size in a few hours, probably.
That would be most appreciated. I also have this, and I demonstrate my concealed armor that I could perhaps give as partial exchange, if you could make use of it.
Do not know that it would be in my best interest to take exchange of goods, and I've been told to increase revenue for the fortress.
Very well. How much would this armor cost me then?
Let's look it up in the book.
And I know how much it costs in the book, and I hope it doesn't cost much more than that.
Alright, so we're looking at...
I think it's page 237?
You think correctly.
Boom!
Wait, no, that's bows and crossbows.
Oh,
Wait,
so
no.
230.
Here we go. 239.
So close, yeah, so far.
Shigaru armor. Alright.
Normally costs 5 koku?
Yep.
Is that price going to hold, given the circumstances?
It looks like probably as you're talking with him, he doesn't seem too inclined to, start haggling about price or anything. But as you're there conversing, you're hearing some horses being reined in outside, and as you look back, you see that one individual, Doji Toseki, has returned with a company of his men, and as he is dismounting his horse, he is striding in with purpose, and as he turns over and sees all of you in the fortress,
I give him a bow.
just slowly, almost struts over in your direction. And what do you seek here?
I wish to purchase armor so that I might fight against the Okita League.
One with such grand designs against the Okita League would also see fit to bolster our coffers in the war effort.
I did not intend to steal the armor, my lord.
He just kind of walks over and has a brief exchange of words with the blacksmith, who's talking. All right. Yes, my lord. And Doji Toseki turns back to all of you, and you will have a most fine day in our city. A most fine day. Just kind of walks.
Oh, that was just.
And that was the guy we met.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My family.
Yeah.
What's up his butt?
They're all on edge. Jikiden says.
A what?
They're all on edge.
Oh.
As the blacksmith looks over to you again, Hideyoshi, with a uneasy smile. I do not mean to press, but it does not seem as though you are, shall we say, loaded down with coin.
No.
He kind of looks back over to the retreating back of Doji Toseki.
perhaps Doji-san would be satisfied if he were to learn that you took all of my koku, which
think-
would ordinarily be a fair price.
Perhaps, as provided that would not be an insulting amount.
I present him with the 5 koku that I have, and I even pull the purse out and say, look, this is the full sum of my large coins.
As you hold that out to him, he's kind of counting through it and looking around a little guardedly. That does appear to be an adequate payment. And just kind of sweeps it away and tucks it out of sight. Well, you can allow me to make sure I have the correct measurements?
Yes, of course.
And quickly he does it. With the deftness of a tailor, and he just quickly takes all the appropriate
Metal tailor!
Yes. And
What you
Do
are
realize we're not going to really be able to afford to stay in our own rooms in town at the price of the Lucky Cricket, right? Okay.
Yeah, I'm down to,
After he's finished with it, would it be good for me to also have some better armor?
that is up to you.
What are the stats of it, by the way?
A Shigeru armor is physical 3.
Okay, so that'd be better than anything I have.
yeah. The catch is that it looks like actual warrior armor. Counts as war gear.
What about this concealed armor?
That's what I've got right now.
Which basically
That's what you
can't-
just bought?
Yeah.
That's what I currently am wearing.
Basically, it doesn't look like you're wearing armor.
Okay.
So we want something that's like, yes, I am a samurai looking thing.
I want something that says, yes, I am a samurai, and that, more importantly, gives me more armor.
Did you not have concealed armor already, Sahin?
I have ceremonial clothes, common clothes, traveling clothes.
Really? You had no armor straight up.
Well, the traveling clothes give you
Yeah, physical too.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
which is as good as the concealed armor.
Yeah.
Which kind of weirds me out that it's just as good. But okay.
Yeah.
So right now I have the worst armor, but I'm great with supernatural armor, though. I have sanctified robes.
Nice.
In that case, maybe I won't do that then. 'Cause I think I would like to be more subtle.
Yeah, the traveling clothes are definitely subtle.
Yeah.
So, taking on your order, the blacksmith looks to you and is quickly looking around. So if you return sometime this evening, I can probably have it ready for you.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Provided I do not have any other incoming orders from...
Yes. I understand. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good day, blacksmith son.
Quickly is seeing about his work. So, what do all of you do for the rest of the day?
So, do we attempt to present ourselves and volunteer for work? Or do we have something else we want to do?
I don't know what to do at this point. I mean,
I know I don't look it, but I didn't get a great night's sleep last night. And I don't think I'm fit to do
you
anything.
sound drunk.
Like I said, I did not get a good night's sleep last night. I don't think I'm really able to do anything physically demanding today.
Apparently drunk and sleep deprived. Very similar states of mind.
Because I was thinking last night, I was able to remember where my parents went.
I look
Like,
around and
Look
that's
slightly
where-
sideways at all the other people around us.
I look around and shrug, carry on, and shut up, essentially.
Jacadian actually does make a point of coming up near you at some point. Your parents are lost to you.
Yeah.
I have my condolences.
Thanks.
Just leaves it at that.
Good, because she wouldn't be okay with talking about anything more. She learned her lesson after getting the tongue lashing of one
Our
wolf
babies,
lady.
our missing in action babysitter.
Well, no, it would have been
right.
him. It was
Don't check the notes.
I don't have
Muzang.
Mizang. There we go. The wolf lady.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, right now we are missing Murderball
Mudarkotal.
or Darkball.
No.
Close enough.
And then enemy.
So, but you're left to your own devices in the city. There are occasionally people who've come in for breaks from their work, playing their games of, what's it called? Was the Japanese game with the moving the stones and the
Go?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Whatever it is.
Various separate activities that kind of pop up here and there, but mostly people are rather subdued, and any of their fun time is even kept rather hushed and kind of looking around furtively.
Well, I greatly enjoy the mask that I got and the mask that I will get. But I will admit I'm running slightly low on coin. And I don't
As
quite
am I.
remember how much the rooms were. But if we're going to stay here for 3 to 4 more days until my
It's
mask
gonna
is
be a
complete.
problem. I actually do have some money, but
Next one of you.
How much was the room again? Just one.
it was
It was 2 boo per night.
and then it was a boo for 2 meals.
Yes.
So I can get through 2 more nights.
I can get me and Jikadon through 1 more night.
Because I have 1 koku left.
I have 5 koku right now. 2 boo and 8 zany. So I could get us through some more nights, but I think we need to stop spending quite so much money.
I mean, we never had a whole lot of money to begin with. How does one make money?
I don't know.
Isoda-chan is just looking between all of you. One works.
Right.
What sort of work could we do?
Maybe some of the farmers around would need some extra hands. Day workers?
Can samurai do that?
Are you samurai really? He seems unconvinced.
What's the pay for a day's work on a farm?
Trying to figure out. Okay, so typical is probably going to be
Is this a soda shun? It's
Yeah. Yet another local we failed to convince that we're actually from here.
Probably. Yeah, probably a day's work would be 2 koku.
2 koku.
Oh,
Oh, really? What?
that's
Sweet.
not bad.
So,
What time of day is it, anyways?
It's still pretty early, but
Also,
farmers go to work really early.
right.
yeah, so
But
let's...
do they come out for and pick up like shoot, what was it where they come out for the people just waiting for hires at a certain point? Like somebody comes out and truck and pick them up and take them back to the farm or something.
I mean,
for
there
the
was some of that you saw earlier, but at this point that's
day. That's done.
dwindled a bit. But if you go out and actually ask around, somebody might still be looking to be like, oh, sure,
We
we
also
can use
just do it tomorrow.
possibly.
Start early.
But if we already have a day we can make some money, we might as well.
We also have
Right.
a little kid with us.
I will say there are also people occasionally gambling that you were able to look around and see.
I'm not even going to go there.
Just saying.
I don't even know what skill that would be. What skill would gambling be, actually?
Well, let's look at it here.
Out of curiosity.
Probably depends on if you're trying to be underhanded around it, I guess I would say performance trick. If you're genuinely playing, I suppose. I don't know, probably. Yeah,
Game's turn.
Huh?
Game's turn.
Yeah. Well, I guess it would depend on what your tactic was in the game. If you playing aggressively or more defensively.
Okay.
I guess for also cheating, that would be Game's trick.
Right. Well, Memphis is in no state of mind to go play a card game. So if you guys want to go right ahead. But
No.
This is the point in Knights of the Old Republic where I always really want to go do like the pod racing and the Pazak, and it's like, but I'm gonna lose so much money. My credits.
Yeah. Well, we can go and do a half day's work.
would we know if, because I don't know how old
Soshan?
and Shotan is. Don't want to necessarily be the whole labor camp kid thing going on, but you know.
I mean, this is Rokugan. He was, you gathered helping his mother and her efforts of, carrying goods and whatnot.
So
There's
it's not-
probably a job that he can do.
Ah.
Assuming we find work for the 5 of us anyway.
Right. I just didn't know if it would be culturally whatever, if because I forget how old he is, so. I want
I
to make
think I
sure.
said he was about 12.
Okay, so that's
He's old enough to do work.
Yep.
cool.
Yeah.
He's had his bar mitzvah. Nope, sorry, wrong country.
So yes, let's go and see if we can find someone looking for work
Okay.
or workers.
Go ahead. You guys actually get to use some social skills. We'll call this. Would be hard. Would not be hard. So first of all, you're trying to locate somebody who's willing to employ you for the day. So go ahead and do
Labor exchange.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm rolling 3 black dice for that. Has anybody got a better one?
For
Labor exchange.
and the black or ring dice again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that simplifies it
Two.
because then you can just do a roll for finding somebody who's able to hire you and then just doing the work.
And if we split up to get multiple people, can I get additional ring die for help?
I mean, you can attempt to look for multiple people who might be willing to hire, but that,
I meant like
Help.
For us all
Like
helping.
assisted
Look.
roll.
sure, yeah.
Assisted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I get more than 1 additional die for?
I have
5 of
2
us can
water.
We get 2 water.
I have 3.
Two.
Or, okay, no, I've got 3 water.
Yeah.
So if someone's got better water than that.
I don't have labor. I don't have any skill.
I don't know if I.
I'll say just add ring dice for the fellow PCs.
Okay, so adding 2 ring dice. Okay, that's gonna give me.
Then you keep 3 dice.
Yeah, keep 3 dice. And the total comes to. I choose not to keep those. Total comes to 3 success, 2 strife.
Okay, 3 is what you needed.
Yeah.
So you're able to locate an older gentleman farmer who's you're able to be like, hey, we're willing to work. And
We are simple,
Yeah.
what is it? The Princess Bride.
Traders?
Yeah.
We are but poor circus
Right.
performers.
Is there a
With
town
a cardboard cutout
Yeah.
of the guy.
Yeah.
I was so happy when I noticed that.
Wait, what?
The scene where they ambush Princess Buttercup and
Yeah.
pull off her horse. Inigo
Is it-
Montoya is not actually there.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a cardboard cutout
Oh,
of him.
really?
He was Inigo, yeah. So yeah, only Fezzik and Vincini are actually there. You see Inigo who's standing there. And, yeah.
Unblinking,
Yeah.
unmoving.
We must
Same
mark
exact
the
size.
just they see.
There's nothing around, not for miles.
Then there will be no one to hear you scream.
Which is so stupid. It's like she waits until his hand is right. Anyway.
Right.
Anyway.
She gets Vulcan neck pinched.
Yep.
Right.
Which
so,
really would have just cracked her neck because the size of those mitts. Anyway.
Edlin Farmer hires us, right?
Yes.
Yes.
He is able to hire you. At this
Yay.
point, It's going to be for half a day's work.
That's fine.
Cool.
Koku apiece. Also, actually, I will require, because none of you are farmers, so go ahead and each of you separately roll labor produce.
Earth.
Yeah.
Earth?
Yep.
The earth.
Oh boy.
Yep. This is why you guys should actually roll for it.
Blank.
One
Okay.
success, one strife.
Okay.
I'm not compromised.
Okay, it's been a while. One success, one strife.
Okay. Saheen and Memphis, you have.
Oh, and after
moderate success.
a rest, would my strife go down to half of
Yeah.
my?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm at 4 again. Then.
It's ironic that the one person that fails is the one person that had the most practice with farming work in the previous.
Yep. Yeah, Mr. Warren would be so ashamed.
I don't care if Mr. Warren would be ashamed. That's probably what happens. I'm probably just like, oh, that's...
Constantly wincing and expecting to fail. So, but you two are able to have some moderate success, and at the end of the day, the farmer comes back and retrieves his implements from you and looks and says, "You have done acceptable work." Comes to where Hideyoshi's
Oh
been working. What? You've put everything up on the roots.
I just look sad.
He just takes his farming implements back and like snatches them out of your hands. Go, be gone.
I'd be gone.
Okay. He pays you guys.
no! And we get the actual Koku.
Yeah.
And Jikadon and
Yes.
Soda.
actually performs rather well, like surprisingly well. He was talking about formerly being an actual warrior, but he appears to have a decent hand at farming. And actually, Soda-shan, his mother is not a farmer, but he appears to at least have some basic know-how of how to proceed. So, all in all, you get 4 koku, and actually, as Soda-shan gets his money, he's actually just holding on to it, and he's just like, this is the most money I've ever held. But, yeah.
Let him have it. I don't
Good
know.
for him.
You heard Rachel. Let him have it.
Come, Muggsy.
So,
If we ever do a gangster one, I'm going to totally be Muncie.
Take him in there and let him have it.
Anyway, sorry.
yeah, you see.
Yep.
Let's go back to town and get my armor, please.
Yep.
Something that I can actually do competently.
Yep. A little head stoop low, and Decada does actually clap a hand on your shoulder. There's no shame in knowing one's skills.
Indeed.
But you guys have like been getting the beginnings of blisters on your hands and everything. It's like the farmers aren't messing around. They go for it.
It's really weird for Memphis because in the previous area he did not get any blisters.
What is this? Is this manual
What
labor?
I amended something!
Is this supposed to be some peasant joke I'm too rich to understand?
Oh, yeah. Poppycock.
So, you all head back into town, and you are able to head back into where the blacksmith is working. He appears to have actually already finished your armor and the adjustments of it, and has moved on to other work he sees you enter, though. And, oh, yes, I have it here at the ready.
Excellent, thank you very much.
Places it over you and helps strap everything into place. Is it acceptable?
Do the flexing.
Yep. It's all good?
Feel good?
Out of curiosity, though, since it was a crane armor, is it all different in crane stuff now?
I think it's definitely more like a crane design, but it's not like it's... this is more like, basic soldier garb. This is not going to be emblazoned with, banners and stuff of the crane.
Oh,
Yeah.
I am not fancy.
No.
But I am grateful, and I express my gratitude and bid him a good evening.
He offers you a respectful bow.
I'm going to bow back, and then I head back to the Lucky Cricket.
Cool. Do you wish to get rooms and food once more, as you're all
Yes.
actually worked up quite an appetite at this
Now,
point?
still
Yes.
paper man apprentice.
I'm going to only pay for myself, but if Jikadon wants to share a room with me, he's welcome to.
Thank you for that. But he is able to pay for his evening meal.
And again, evening meal was, how much?
The 5 blue.
The 5 boo.
For
evening meal?
both you and
For both me and my young purchase and meal.
Yeah,
That's right.
I believe so.
Or what? No, it was 5 zen.
5 zenny, and then 2
Five,
for a
five,
room.
5 zenny,
My
but 5 zenny, 10 zenny
So that-
is zany. Sorry,
So if
It's
it's
one-
3, then
boo.
cuckoo.
Oh yeah. We were talking. I think it was
No.
5 boo. If it was gonna, you were
Oh,
gonna
so
pay for his
sorry.
own
It's
room.
3 boo
3
for
boo.
1 room and 2 meals.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm paying the 2 boo for the room and 5 zany.
As am I.
There we go. Got it.
I'm so close to broke. I hope I found better tomorrow.
Alright.
Away tomorrow.
So, come the next day, does...
Can I get a restful night's sleep?
Before we do the next day, I want to ask my people if we want to try and wake up really early to go and do a full days of farm work, or if we want to try and do the go and offer our services as warriors instead.
I thought you wanted me to have a mask for when we talk to them.
It's going to be good point.
Keep in mind, though, I'm just going to play this out. You guys are at the point right now where it's just like people are frantically trying to harvest their crops, so that's why you're getting pretty decent pay for helping to
Right.
bring everything in. So if you wanted to capitalize on that, that would be a finite
Yes,
window.
I think that's a good choice. I think we should work until your mask is finished, and then go and make use of that mask. So do try and get a good night's sleep tonight.
I'll try. Try being keyword.
Okay.
I'll try to get a good night's sleep.
Then we're going to try to wake up earlier and get in the first waves of farm-bound folk.
All right. So you all are able to rouse yourselves the next morning. Do you pay for a good breakfast, or you just head out with your trail rations?
First off, do I get a good night's sleep?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I am going to purchase a good breakfast because it is going to be a hard day of probably
Takeda
not
does
doing
as
so
well.
much food.
I
Make sure he's better.
purchased a breakfast for me and the young lad.
Cool.
So that's the...
Hey, Koku!
Hey, cool.
No, sorry, hey, boo. Get the denominations on next time. Okay.
Okay. Let's
Okay, I pay for.
All right, so go ahead and actually, overall, you were able to get into the good graces of the local farmers. So we'll say the next day you're able to find some employment. So go ahead and just roll for labor produce.
All right, the one black dice that chooses who will go and who will stay.
Yes!
Can I add any experience I might have gained from the day before?
Void point.
You could spend a void point.
Void point. Okay.
I don't have it. I have it.
Success, opportunity, strife.
Not bad.
I have. How do you gain void points?
By doing your passion.
Yep.
Okay.
Or sorry, not your passion.
What
No,
happens if I spend my void point? I'm not.
I don't.
You gain void points by
Well, no,
having.
how do I use it though? Like, what happens when I
you
use it?
gain a...
Ring die.
It gives you an extra ring die and allows you to keep an extra die as well.
Yeah.
And then there's certain abilities that say spend a void point too, and you get them back by having your adversity come into play,
Right. Or
and certain other things like if
anxiety or your...
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
if
anxiety
Seth
will-
hides a target
Okay.
number from us and then reveals it, we can get the void point back that way.
I had two. So what happens when you have explosive successes? You can keep extra dice.
You
with
start by
that?
keeping, and then you get the exploders on top of the die that you're allowed to keep.
Yeah.
And you can choose to
Okay.
keep or discard each exploded die.
Okay.
But I think you have to keep it in order to then explode and exploded.
Okay.
Yes.
Dead. I have one opportunity, one strife.
Okay. Well, you had one shot, one opportunity, and it didn't go so well. It's a long, tiring day.
Oh, but my strife would have gone down back to half.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like living a normal everyday life of just going out to till the fields isn't probably going to compromise you nearly as often as being a samurai and nearly getting stabbed.
No.
Okay. 2 success, 2 strife.
Okay.
So I took the 2 strife.
Yep. So both of you this time are able to have a very productive day. Tahine especially, you're really getting into the swing of things. It's like swipe, swipe, grab, lay aside, swipe, grab, lay aside, swipe, grab, lay aside. And Memphis, somehow today, it's just things are not.
How weird that when I get the better sleep, I do worse.
Yeah. So you must have been in the zone yesterday, all like half tuckered out, but today not so much.
Okay, so I have a question. One of my passion is always seeking answers to intriguing questions, and like one of my biggest things is finding out what happened to my parents, and I remembered something about that. Could I?
That would be passion. You can remove 3 strife.
Okay.
What I would like to do is...
So that means I could remove 3 strife from what I have now?
Sure.
Okay.
Is today I'm going to copy Sahin and do what she does, which is probably why mine is approved. And while I'm doing that, if the other people are far enough away, I want to ask her about her parents.
Okay.
So you think you know where your parents are?
Yeah. I the first night we were here, I went up to my room and I was just thinking about a lot of things, like I've been pretty lonely, honestly.
Yeah.
And I got to thinking, I was just like, I don't know why I haven't really like sat down and really thought about it before, but I was just thinking, it was like with all of this travel between all of
Yeah.
I was wondering if they mentioned or if I figured out where they were going. I think I figured it out.
Where are they?
I don't know what it means, but Galarian?
Do I recognize the name?
Do you have your Genesis sheet?
I do.
And it seemed like they had possibly been there before. They seemed familiar.
Okay, I got my Genesis sheet. I'm going to borrow some of your dice, please.
Yep. Do you have any specific knowledge skills that might be applicable here?
I have no applicable knowledge skills.
Alright, then we'll just be rolling
Rolling what?
intellect.
Intellect.
So average intellect check.
That gives me 1 threat.
Well,
Nope.
so crossing the streams here, you suffer 1 strife. As you're thrown out of your group for a moment and trying to remember, it's like, that sounds so familiar. It's not coming to you. I mean, in character, it's not coming to you. I know
Okay,
David
I know
knows.
exactly what it is.
I know David knows.
Yep.
I think I might know. Maybe.
If only there were a hint right in front of our eyes.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh. My character would totally know about that place then.
Possibly.
At least have a reference to it because my mom is from the first world of that universe. So
Do you wish to inquire
I don't
with
think I
Sadine?
would. I'm currently
You heard Sadine say
Right.
at a different time.
To be honest, probably since I got the 1 opportunity, 1 strife, I'm probably frustrated with myself with the inadequate thing. So I probably don't have any idea to do it quite yet.
Okay. No, you're working away, and it's getting to a point where your little hoe thing is getting jammed under rocks and is getting wedged and chipped, and at some point you almost swipe and slash the side of your foot open, and
the horse is getting back to me.
yeah, karma.
Yeah.
And just like by the end of the day, it's just been this really frustrating ordeal, and you've finished maybe half a swath while all of your friends have just run back and forth, and it's just embarrassing.
Okay.
So coming into the day, you've done a fraction of the work that your friends have, and so when the farmer comes through and looks over everything, comes over to you, just deposits 5 boo in your hand.
Okay. That's why.
And we get 2?
Yep.
Cool.
Cool.
Yay! I'm so wealthy!
But as you're looking, the farms at this point are nearly being completely harvested. Like all the stalks have been cut down nearly.
So there wouldn't be another full
There's
day.
maybe a day left.
Okay. Well, we definitely want to.
Yeah.
I still got 2 to 3 days until my
Yeah, we still have at least all of tomorrow, and then the day after that, we should go back and check on your.
mask.
Yes. So let's do the same thing again.
Rinse, repeat.
Yep.
Wake up. So you guys.
It's like I know I should ask about this, but
Yeah.
Memphis probably has mind on other things, so probably won't.
Alright.
I feel bad.
So as you begin to head back to the Lucky Cricket, and everybody is getting their meals and
I
beds.
informed Takeda and Son that it's his turn to pay for the room.
That is fair, I suppose.
I still pay for my own meal, though.
I still pay for my young apprentice.
Alright.
So wow, he's just rocketing gold now.
Yeah,
Or
he's-
Kenku, yeah.
It's like positive, just like this little jingle when he walks, and there's this constant little proud smirk on his face. It is good to be out here like this, but we should be on about our mission soon.
Yes, the plan is to work another day on the farms tomorrow, get a little bit of buffers. We can, actually eat, because eating is pretty good. And then the day after tomorrow, we will go and submit ourselves for some more warlike work.
Understood. So, as food is had, rest is had, food is had the following morning,
Pay for that too.
yeah. You guys are
How much was it for? So that would be one food, right? For me and the young gent.
Yep. Hey, boo.
Food.
You're my only friend, boo. Couldn't resist. Okay, so as you guys are early in the morning heading out to the fields once more the next day, there's the approaching horses. A familiar figure of Doji Toseki brings up his horse in front of all of you and is looking down.
I have left my armor in the
Okay.
inn because farming in armor is probably not a good idea.
And I don't have my weapons with me. I just do my peasant guard.
Yeah.
I'm not letting Hitsujinu out of my sight, though. That will be strapped on my back where it is out of my way, but still always on my person.
But he's looking over you. It seems you have seen fit to extend your stay.
Yes, I'm waiting for a. What's the word I'm looking for? You buy something, something's being made for you. What's the proper
Shipment?
shipment
Oh.
or
Like a custom-made
servicing?
item.
Yeah. I know there's-
Bespoke.
What?
Bespoke.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way, I relayed that I purchased an item and it's taken a while to be made. So,
And what was that?
well, I motioned to my face. I've got a custom mask made.
So, you were waiting for your mask before you attempt to peddle your abilities or wares.
Well,
As an artisan.
yes.
And what was it you did again?
Well, did I mention what I do, or I forget exactly?
Did you?
I don't.
I don't know if you did. I probably not.
Hold on, I'll take
Yeah.
a look if I wrote.
I don't quite remember that far. My memory's shoddy.
Whether you did or not, you probably would
Right.
at the time.
That's all right. What exactly does my school do per se? Just so I know what my blah 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 blah. Asian.
All I have is Memphis convinces Doji Toseki that he is an artifice and Asodashan is an apprentice. That's all I got.
So, art, taking the opportunity to teach philosophy, trying to improve harmony in the empire, the book says creation of beautiful things is simply another aspect of your attempt to spread art and peace throughout the Sorry.
This has been a muttered reading.
Right. Page 62, in case you want to follow along, dear reader. Our dear listener, rather.
Oh no.
Yeah, what they say is their focus on the creation of beautiful things is simply another aspect of their attempt to spread art and all that. So I would imagine, since I just do all that, and since
Did you have like some sort of particular artist set, like a calligraphy set or
I
something?
have a calligraphy set, so I'd imagine, I don't know if that's necessarily like an artist brush set, but I'll mention then, I guess, closest thing would be like a painting then.
No, you do calligraphy.
Yeah.
Calligraphy and...
There were people who made their livings doing that sort of thing.
So, calligraphy.
Ah, yes, so naturally you spend your interim period farming.
Well, yes. Because we were still travelers. I find that it's good to get out and see the...
And this is while we're out farming?
This is as we're just heading out early in the morning.
Yeah.
He's made a point of catching up with you since you stayed a second night.
Right. I said calligraphy is my profession?
Yep.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
Or did I? Shoot. I guess if I said I was a painter, that I could do the whole being out in the elements and seeing the sights. But
it connects you more with the earth and brings Earth Ring into your calligraphy. It's art.
Can you sell it?
It's art, as long as you can...
right. Do some, not necessarily the Earth Ring, but just being out. Shoot, I guess I should say this in character though. Now, out of curiosity, I know character sheet wise, we had 5 rings.
Yeah.
Is there like an element of that in the world itself,
It's a thing that's acknowledged in the world, but they don't go around telling people their stats.
Right, basically. But
it's based like Legend of the Five Rings is based on the actual book of the Five Rings.
Right. It's built into the lore of this world.
Okay.
So the 5 rings.
Yes, the concept of the 5 rings exists, and so you might actually say, "I am developing my Earth Ring."
Well, as an artificer, I deal a lot with what's the spirits of the world called? Kami. I use Kami in my work, the spirits in my work, and I find that if I go out and engage where the spirits are, that it helps me when I do my calligraphy itself.
You converse with Kami to create your art.
I find that it's helpful, yes.
And how do they direct you?
Well, I would not say that they direct my brush, but they do provide unique ideas for, I forget what strokes are, and but basically my character would know this, but describe different strokes, like, oh hey, for like the swoosh of whatever this stroke, kind of the idea of air, and kind of go into that whole scheme of things. I feel bad because I do this as part of my job as a graphic designer, so I should know what all these words are, but...
And it is their wish that you remain among us.
I'm sorry. I was thinking about other things, and you brought me back to the world, so I was like, alright, what was that?
It is their wish that you remain among us and take the work of our young men.
Well, it's quite the bountiful harvest, and I didn't know I was taking the work of your young lads. It seemed like...
You're probably not, but he's...
Right, yeah. I mean, no disrespect to your...
He's a jerk.
Kositan... basically, I named whatever... I'm sorry, I can't say the name. Kositan Shiru?
Kusatan Shiru.
I don't mean the, take away work from the Kusatan Shiru people, but I saw that there was need, and I thought that I would offer my services while I waited for my mask to be made. And like I said, they can also get close to the Kami of the world.
Yeah. If it is truly about the art, surely you will not be charging anyone for your services.
Well, since I haven't charged anyone yet. No, of course not.
You got paid the first day.
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I guess now I'll have to lie because I did,
Or you could just say, "Why shouldn't I get paid?"
True.
But you're an attack.
Right.
Emphasis.
Shoot. But in all due humble respects, good sir, or whatever I would equivalent sir with the whole samurai thing. And as you are well aware, the strife that has partaken Rokugan, is that the name of the world?
Yep.
sadly I cannot provide for myself merely on my own calligraphy, since it is not quite paramount in the world today to go, what's the word I'm looking for? I cannot sustain myself on the arts itself. Surely you have heard, I don't know if it's in this world, but sorry, artist idea, but equivalent that in whatever the Rokugan. Why am I doing so bad all of a sudden? Words are not working. Gosh, when you get put on the spot, it's really hard to come up with things. But due to the unique climate that we find ourselves with the Okuito League and the strife in our world at the moment, or Rokugan, I find that I now must also find whatever currency is called, I guess, coin, in manual labor. If that all makes sense. I'm sorry, I didn't quite come out as elegant.
True arts will always be appreciated, no matter the climate. However, it seems as though your opportunities here are near their end. And I trust when that time comes, you will all be on your way.
Certainly, and I'll do a deep bow.
Very well. Spurs his horse on me.
Go to Kiyoshi. I got a little tongue tied there. Did we do okay?
I blacked out. How do you do?
Toseki Dono is not a happy man.
Mm-mm.
I don't think that there is anything you could have said that would have put him in a better mood.
Valid. I go plot.
I begin to wonder
I need
if
more
maybe-
luck, Jeremy. And then put them back.
I begin to wonder if maybe after today we should continue our quest for the Koyozuru badges in another city.
Is there another crane city nearby that we're aware of? Or-
Not really.
Not really? Oh.
Getting to another crane settlement of any sort would be pushing quite a bit further
Out of
east.
game, is this GM pushing us to move on so we can find our mentor?
Out of game, this is GM saying that people are very on edge, and a samurai seeing strangers come into town with weapons is going to be very on guard.
He's a butt. The Toseki guy, not you.
He is family, though.
No.
You know,
Not really.
let's go farm some things.
He's my brother. He killed 17 people. He's a dog.
Right, yes. I'm the adopted one, but hey.
I am ready to get my farm on.
All right. Go ahead and you guys make more labor-produced checks. The step of greatness.
Yes! I have a success this time.
I had a success strife.
All right.
I have a success right as well.
2 strife and 3 success.
Okay.
Made it for day 1.
Hideyoshi, this is like it has struck you today. You're just in the groove. It's just like the slash of the sickle is just like with the katana, and it's coming to you. It's just
I'm imagining Toseki's head.
You imagine you?
the
Toseki.
Doji Toseki's head.
With a dash of Mr. Warren in there.
And that's for you, Mr. Warren, and that's for you. You're gonna want to kill everybody.
You're watching Hideyoshi, and like come 4 o'clock in the afternoon, he's like getting to the edge of all of his work, and so it comes up, and there's no more field to be harvested, and he just keeps going even for a few minutes, and just like suddenly comes back to himself. And,
Are you okay?
I have worked hard today, and I feel good about it.
Then you see that they still have a bit of work to do, and you're just like, you go and help them finish up. And yeah, come the end of the day, the farmer of this field comes out and looks and, oh, you have finished. I thought it might take a bit more, perhaps into tomorrow, but... looks over and sees you just red-faced, just like...
Just handed back his sickle, throwing all like... I don't know. I used it.
Yeah, it's like well dulled and bent and everything. Takes it. I will see that this is well sharpened for next harvest.
Yeah.
Well,
And he counts out the coin for each of you.
Yay!
Each of you is fairly paid and are able to return back to the city with the jingle of coin in your pockets.
Boy, that little lad is rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's even you wake up sometime in the night and he's like trying to catch the moonlight on his coins and like stirring them around his palm.
I mean, he currently has almost as much money as I did when I started.
Yeah, this is the equivalent. This little boy is carrying about the equivalent of probably almost $1,000.
Wow.
How many koku does he have total?
At this point, 7.
Okay.
No, 5.
5.
It would be 5. So it's more like maybe like $700-800. But yeah.
I have 9 koku.
Dang. I mean, I'm back up to 3, which means I can actually like eat for a couple days.
Yeah.
I have 3,
But,
3.
like I said, this is the time of year when people, are needing the farmhands, and this is the time of year when people who work as farmhands are making the bulk of their money that they need to, hold for a good amount
Right.
of time for a lot of the year through the winter and stuff like that.
We don't. Yeah. Okay. So one last night in the inn, and then I think if there are no, I guess tomorrow morning.
Are we gonna discuss plans to leave then the next day?
That is what I'm talking.
Okay.
Yes, I'm proposing that tomorrow morning we go check on the mask. If it's finished, great. If it's not finished, we will wander around town until it is finished.
Sure.
With the coin we have, we might even be able to pay for a finish it later that day sort of situation. And then, I guess in the evening, if assuming everything goes well, we should go and make ourselves more than a petty annoyance to the wonderful, kind, and generous lord of the city.
The only issue I have with that is he knows that I am an artisan, and if I were now wanting to go defeat the Okita League, it's going to create some interesting conflicts with what I originally stated coming in.
Why would an artist not wish to fight the Okita League?
I mean, valid point.
I have not seen that you are incredibly skilled with words, but perhaps you could speak to the overwhelming sense of honor that has come over you, and maybe that you wish to do all you can in service to your lord.
And
True.
you could write it in calligraphy. If you wrote a banner or a piece of paper, or I don't know, they probably have a word for it, but the things that they hang up on walls that say like honor or courage or duty.
It's not scroll. There's like an actual word for it.
So basically, I'm doing the Asian Japanese version of a 3-point PowerPoint presentation where it's like, I want to go fight because of
I'm here. I want to go here.
More like a propaganda poster,
Yeah.
like a movie poster, or like a slogan up on the wall above your workplace or something.
Okay.
A cat poster.
Yeah. Which I only recently came to learn that one of the slogans on the British posters in World War I was, "You can't be serious," which was what the Germans said to the British when they basically honored the treaty that most of Europe had signed, that when Belgium was invaded, that people would retaliate. Anyway, so when Germany actually invaded Belgium, and Britain was like, no, Germany's actual response apparently was akin to, "You can't be serious."
Okay, well,
Okay, well, hearing that, I'm going to try my hand at calligraphy tonight
Okay.
and try to make so many posters and thingamabobber and
probably like just one big and cool one.
right.
And I am going to keep him informed about the sorts of things that might make good poster subjects, poster phrases, and that is how I'm going to assist him
Sure.
Okay.
so that he actually has a better chance of making something that will appease Doji.
So I can call this either design, invent, or adapt. Your choice.
Invent or adapt?
Yeah.
We'll do adapt.
I've got 3 water.
I got 3 water and 1 skill rank in
Okay.
design.
Then you get an extra ring die from me. May the force be with you.
Yeah.
Mm.
So when you assist, does that mean my ring rating basically goes up to 4, which means I can go to like 4 dice, or do I still only keep 3?
I think you still only keep 3.
Oh, still only keep 3? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's only the using the void points
Yes.
that increases your...
Which, if you had a void point, you could have used that
I
too.
would if I had one.
Okay.
This is where I would keep a void point if I had one.
Yep.
So I have 1 success and 2 opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all.
Cool. You make a thing. It's a little splotchy, and the the parchment got a little messed up in places, and it's there.
Right,
It doesn't look incredibly pretty. Well, how much do you have in terms of ink and paper and equipment, things like that?
It just says a calligraphy set.
Okay.
I don't know. All what I've done so far is I've written a letter and then made my fake history.
But keep in mind, like the more you use it, I'll have to start actually keeping track of like how much you're probably using out of a regular sized kit that you'd probably be traveling with.
Alright.
So you can attempt another.
I'll give another attempt. And I'm guessing you're only helping me that one time.
I'll help you both times.
Oh, okay.
Well, we'll say that after the first attempt, it's taken enough time that you have to go to bed for the night. But come the following morning, you're able to make another attempt.
Yeah. That's 3 opportunity, 2 strikes.
Well, this one, the technique is...
I just can't get down.
The technique is a little better, but it's... You pull back from it, and it's a thing of where you're like, oh yeah, it's all just clicking and coming together, and you pull back, and the heck is that? It's like, you know what you just made.
Morning?
Yeah.
Alright, so I got the 2 strikes then.
Yeah.
The morning thing.
This one is prettier, but you don't know what it means, and probably means no one else will know what it means.
Right. Okay.
It's like, is that a key or a car or I don't
Kicker. Kicker. Hideyoshi, I don't know if this is exactly going to work. Judging from your son's silence, I would imagine that you think the same.
Your son's silence is very reassuring.
Would it be better if it all just blew away?
I suspect if you show the boss this, that he might suddenly decide that we are spies and kill us all.
So maybe just getting the mask and going somewhere else?
There isn't really another city around for us to go, so...
Saheen, do you happen to have any ideas? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wake you.
So he is still drowsy.
Yeah. I got no good ideas. I'm so unfamiliar with this way of life.
A little bit in the same boat.
Well...
Out of curiosity, since you know exactly what the phobia of the unknown is that coming into play a little bit with the whole not knowing what's going to happen type of thing? Because I don't know exactly how this whole anxiety for mine works.
I mean, it's not like you're going into situations that you have no idea what to expect. You expect when you go into a day of farming that you're going to farm, and you have a fake idea of what that is.
Okay.
So it's nothing really has been too drastic at this point.
Okay, cool. Just making sure, just so I would hate to not know how that come up if I ever needed to.
But both Jukena and Isoda-shan are making the point that every day we delay gives the Okita League more time to consolidate their forces.
Alright then. Let's go report for action. And we'll hope that they will take anybody to fight.
Oh boy.
Does Jikadon have any kind of armor?
It's more like the concealed armor kind of thing that you had.
Does Isoda-shan want my concealed armor?
It's a little probably too big for you.
He's looking at it. If we could resize it to fit me, I would wear it.
You got all that money.
He's like, his hands goes reflexively to his pocket where he's got the money. And
I don't want it. It's so shiny.
Point of money is to be spent.
he frowns at you like, does not compute.
That does not compute.
Jacqueline actually just pats him on the shoulder. I can pay for the resizing if that helps, boy.
I will give him my concealed armor, and he can have it.
Okay. He's just kind of got it slung over one arm at this point, and is so it's a little unsteady under the mass of it. But as you all have agreed at this point to
Visit the mess.
submit yourselves for work,
See if there's like a recruiting office.
Well, I'm gonna first visit the mask
We need
shop.
to
Right, right.
mask first.
Yes, to the mask shop.
Go visit the Happy Mask Salesman. Oh, you get to roll for how well he did? Alright.
His assistants all help him, right?
Every
assistants,
single one of them.
His wife,
wife.
his girlfriend,
What a lonely man.
guy.
Okay.
I heard something explode.
Mm-hmm. It's very soft. It's more of a. As you return to the mask shop, he's looking up and just as you enter Memphis, just sorry. Yes, I believe I have finished everything to your specifications. And as he presents it in the little box with the wrapping paper and everything, and as you open it up, it's a quality workmanship. It's like got the crane kind of look to it, but it's not too oblong and protruding
So
anyway.
it's not like the whole plague mask type of
No.
thing.
But like as you turn it, it looks perpetually like it's got the 3D aspect to it, but it's not like it's
Coming out.
too obtrusive.
That's actually pretty rad.
But
What did you roll? I'm curious.
that was 5 successes and 3 opportunity. So
I want to be like him. I want to be like you.
Oh boy.
Teach me. Man, red flag.
no, you have this pretty just like very very finely crafted and well suited to your face actually mask that he like he couldn't forget that face, so he knew exactly how to mold it so it would fit properly.
Cool. You are quite well versed in your work there, good sir.
Why don't you try it on? Right now.
I'll smile. Well, I won't smile because that's even more creepy. I was trying to put it on.
It is well suited, I think.
I feel like a little kid, like with little backwards, just like. Do you happen to have a mirror, since I can't look at myself with it on?
He motions back kind of alongside the counter. There's this small kind of tarnished mirror as you pull near it, and it's like looking over. It's like just kind of fits right along the contour of your face, and
Nice.
yeah.
It's tight.
Yeah. Oh, masks are tight.
Point. Very nice work, sir. Very quality craftsmanship.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
If you have any other orders to fulfill, please do let me know.
Certainly. What's the name of your shop?
What is the name of his shop?
Why do you have to ask us on the side? You really like draw a blank.
Painted crane.
Cool.
I
Sure.
don't know, man.
Yeah.
Done.
The painted crane.
Change approved.
It's as though he was made to make this mask.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, NPC. Alright. Cool. And I'll go ahead and make my leave from that place. And go up to...
Deep bow.
Yeah, deep bow. And go up to Yoshin and Sakine and kind of be like a little kid and just say, how do I look?
Much more socially acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You almost didn't even recognize you.
There's palpable relief on Isoda Shun's face.
It's like,
Yeah.
I think with this we can not get killed.
We hope.
We hope we're not going to get killed. All right, let's go and find a recruiting station.
Okay. Outside the fortress, there are, militia about. None of them really seem to, be out there taking names or anything. But as you're looking around, you do see that there's like this document posted up on a notice board kind of thing, where it's like, submit yourselves and fight for the glory of your clan or whatever.
Sure.
Out of curiosity, now when I have a mask on, do I just look like a little kid then?
Kinda.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Wow.
like a very oddly proportioned little kid.
Okay. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Sorry, I'm just having the mental image in my mind where it's just like, oh, okay.
As you get back to the fortress, Sodashan is actually starting to head inside, just kind of hoisting the armor up over his shoulder, and is just kind of moving inside to go speak with the blacksmith.
Whose name is?
What? His name is...
His name
What's
is...
his name?
Here's Joe. He's the king of the blacksmiths.
We'll say... we'll say his name is Gaidar.
Ooh, that's a cool name, actually.
Ghadar. And I say Gaidar because I feel like Gaydar is a weird name. He just immediately can tell which of you is homosexual.
Gaidar, maybe Gai?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay.
Make it a little less easy for you
Gaidar.
to misspeak.
So again, it's
Kyle.
Gaidar.
Gaidar. Gaidar.
Gaidar.
Blacksmith.
GAI. Sorry, I was still
DAR.
random.
DAR. Cool. So that's Blacksmith's name, and so inside he is. You can kind of overhear him conversing with Sodashan, who's excitedly telling him, and I need it to fit here properly, and appears to be taking the proper measurements. But as you go up and are looking over the list, to submit your name for training and etc., or for training and or rigorous
Assignment? Evaluation?
more so evaluation. Yes.
Oh boy, this is gonna be fun.
Let's get down. Anyway,
Oh boy.
yeah. But as you're even approaching the list, a few of the militia are looking over in your direction, and just this look of, "Ew, have we stooped so low?"
Yes, you have to do this.
Do you sign up?
Yes.
All right.
I'm assuming that all 5 of us sign up. Does anybody not want to sign up?
Player names, even Jakedan is seeming to be resigned to the fact that, well, I suppose this is the plan then, and just begins to write his name in as well. And yeah, basically at the bottom it says, report for, assessment essentially, come the following. Actually, no, because you guys are
Still morning.
Yeah, you guys are heading on the morning. So yeah, they report
It's
for.
going to be interesting because they're going to ask for my name, and I have to tell them my name. Then it's like, oh, hi, relative.
So as you've all applied your names to the paper here, it's one of the militia is actually kind of whispers to another man and actually disappears for a bit, and in a few minutes actually returns with Doji Toseki striding in full armor and just walking forward and comes to a stop and looks over each of you. It has been some time since we have had recruits. I might have known that it would be the most troublesome of places. You will now see. You will demonstrate for me your value. Pick that up next time.
On Temporless.
Portless.
You guys.
Training and proving things, and hopefully not completely biffing it.
Right, yeah. Hello, mud.
I think Memphis just completely face planting, and I'll just repeat it.
Frame montage is just me.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes next time on Tim Portlers. Thanks for checking out our show. If you want to learn more about us, follow us at Tim Portlers on Twitter, or you can email us directly at tim.portlers@gmail.com.